Okay. All right. So we're doing a Memorial Day special. And so I pulled the portable air conditioner in here and temporarily set it up, although it looks god awful, especially from the front of the house, so it can't be a permanent fixture, but it will allow us to do our Memorial Day special. So, first thing on the Memorial Day agenda, a little segment I like to call What's Up?
Oh my God.
All right, so we're going to talk about what's up. You want to start? What's up with you?
What's up with me? Dealing with this foot issue. So, in case you
explain your foot issue.
I'll explain it. So, I had to get a biopsy done on the bottom of my foot. And just so everybody knows, I've had a lot of these done. Feet are the worst and most painful place to get any of this stuff done. It hurts so bad.
Well, it hurt for them to do it, or just because you got to walk around on
shot.
it?
The shots, like he literally had to take a break and then go do more because it's so painful. It's ridiculous.
I think the bottom of your foot would be pretty tough.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be that painful, but I have learned now. Oh, awful. So anyway, so that's really annoying because it's on the ball of my foot.
Yeah.
Makes it kind of hard to walk, but it's getting better. And today I walked at the grocery store. And
yes, you did.
Yeah. Trying not to overcompensate for the other side because then that can cause different issues. So hopefully everything will be good. I go back in a month, and based on whatever it comes back as, we'll see what happens next. Hopefully it's just a cream that he can put on there to kill whatever it is, and I don't have to have anything else done.
Does he know that it is something that needs to be treated?
Well, he knew that it's something he needed a biopsy to rule out.
Okay.
Any kind of skin
cancer. But it could come back benign. You don't have to do anything else, right?
Well, if it comes back benign, we'll probably have to still treat it with something because it means it's something else that will need to be treated, whatever that could be. I thought it was like just like a callus or something like that because I've never had one of those, but it wasn't. So we'll go from there. But hopefully it will just be a cream and then nothing else. No more shots, nothing. It's too painful.
Okay, well, sorry you're having to go through that.
Hey, I had a great break. What did I go? Like a year and a half or so without any biopsies at all?
That's true.
So I am not going to complain about it, except for about the pain of getting the shots. But also he lied because Dr. Hartman said, oh, this will feel better in about 10 minutes. No, it didn't feel better for at least 10 hours. So I'm going to tell him that when I see him again.
Yeah, you tell him. You tell him. Okay, so what's up with me? Work is stressful, you know. So I was just a cook, bartender. Then I got promoted to supervisor, but my equal and I didn't agree on anything. And then I quit. Gave them my notice, and then they made me manager, said we don't want to lose you, so we're going to make you a manager, and she'll now report to you. But I'm kind of back in the same boat again. She's still arguing everything with me, and her staff, the staff that she supervises, they don't want to do anything that I'm telling them that they need to be doing. And so I'm kind of back to where I was. So it's very stressful, and hopefully this new general manager that they just hired will do something about it, because if not, we're going to go right back to where we were before, and I'm going to tell them, look, I'm not doing this. You know, if I can't be effective, then there's no point in me being in this position.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
And so I'll let you tell like the only thing that we know about Abigail of late.
So what I know of Abigail of late is, unfortunately, they did have to put down their cat Bootsy. Such a sweet cat. But that cat, when David got her, it's a her, right?
So David is her roommate.
Yeah, David's her roommate. They had only given Bootsy, like, I don't know, it was like something like 6 months to live or something. And he got her in, I think it was like 4 or something years.
Because he kept spending thousands of dollars getting her treated and medically. I think it became bionic at one point.
Almost. Bootsy had no teeth, or hardly any teeth. Then a few months ago, had to get one of the legs removed. So Bootsy, the 3-legged toothless cat, then got diagnosed with, I think, a cancer.
Yeah.
And they made her as comfortable. And sorry, Abigail, if it's a him. I can't ever remember.
She doesn't watch this.
But I still apologize. So, unfortunately, they had to put Bootsy down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving them maybe a couple weeks before there's another animal in their house.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen with us.
No.
So, yeah, Cooper goes down, and then Bootsy's not far after, like within a month.
Yeah.
So, Abigail's petless at the moment, so far as we know, and we're petless, so far as we know.
So far as I don't know. There was a dog that tried to come in our house this morning when I was bringing in the groceries. There was a dog walking on the sidewalk that I've seen taking adventures, just like Cooper used to do. And then when I went out to go get the groceries, he was coming up our porch steps. But then he saw me and he walked away.
All right. Well, that's, I think that, you got anything else to add to that?
No, I think
that's the end of our segment of What's Up? Our next segment is called Where You At?
My Lord. Okay. I'm right here.
All right. So I got a few questions for you in our segment, Where You At? The first one is, what's frustrating you right now?
Okay. Well, my biggest frustration right now is my foot.
That's true.
Because, man, you don't realize how much something is attached to every part of your body until you have something done. So, like, you'll move one thing and then it pulls on the spot that you had it done. So, it's frustrating. I can't do what I want to do. It's very frustrating not to walk at my normal pace.
Mm-hmm.
That's very frustrating. But it's healing, so it's just temporary frustration.
Yeah, and then with me, my frustration is my job. So I didn't think out these segments very well, did I? Because we're just right on the back of the one we just did. We're doing this one, so I don't know.
But that's okay.
Okay, so the next question. What gives you hope?
I thought you were going to say, what gives you the right
No.
from the office?
What are you hopeful about?
Like, what am I looking forward to? Or what am I hopeful about?
Yeah, I think there's another segment that's going to cover that, but we'll go ahead and do it now.
Okay. I guess I'm hopeful that for my work, as we're going to get through this big software enhancement thing, and then I get to go to a few conferences that I love going to. So I'm excited to be able to go to those again and always come back like learning so much. So I've got one in August, one in September, and then one in January that I'm really looking forward to. So that's what I'm hopeful for. I love learning. That's all I want to do. Lifetime learner. Like, I want to retire and just take classes and read everything.
Well, with me, what am I hopeful for? I guess I'm a little hopeful about going to see Abigail at the end of the year, which we're planning on doing, right?
Right.
We were actually going to surprise her for her birthday this past December. Just going to show up. We had planned everything. We bought the tickets, the air flight. We'd rented the car. We had gotten an Airbnb. We had put it all together. And then we were just going to show up and knock on her door on her birthday. We're going to text her when we got there and say, so what are you planning on doing for your birthday tomorrow? And then when she responded, we'd know she was awake and she'd be able to answer the door. Then we were just going to drive to her door and knock on it and say, surprise. But then there was this Arctic front that was coming through. This was December 11th, December 10th, December 11th.
More than one was coming through.
Yeah, there was all these Arctic fronts that were coming through that area, and we were like, we better not do this. We'll get stuck there. So we canceled everything. And then finally we told Abigail, like a week or so ago, hey, we are planning on, we were going to surprise you, and we didn't. Of course, she didn't act in the slightest bit surprised about any of it because she's just so monotone about stuff. But anyway, so we said, we're thinking about coming and seeing you this fall. So keep that in mind, and we might be asking you, like, what are good places to stay and so forth. So anyway, we're planning on doing that, but it seems so far away, and our money's rather tight, especially with all the crap that's going on with gas prices, food prices, all of that stuff. So I don't know if Trump's going to let us go.
The thing is, we could not get our money back on our airline tickets.
Yeah, so that's
so we
paid
have
for.
to use them by the end of the year. So we are hoping to use them to go see Abigail. And if it doesn't work out, then I'll probably end up using it for work or something.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to lose that money that we've already spent.
Yeah.
Got our money. Well, we got most of our money back on everything else. I think there was some cancellation fees on.
It wasn't much, though.
Amtrak tickets that I had purchased because we were going to ride into New York one day. But anyway, so I don't know. I guess that loosely, that's what I'm hopeful for. I don't have any like creative projects going on at the moment, so I don't have, usually when I've got a creative project I'm digging my teeth into, that keeps me excited. But I don't have anything going on right now, so.
Gotta find one.
All right, the next question is, what's something that you feel like you need to change about yourself?
Oh my gosh.
One thing.
Yeah, right.
You don't need a whole list.
One thing. So the one thing that I definitely need to change about myself is my relationship with food. I've come to realize recently that my biggest struggle is when I'm tired. When I'm tired, I'm not even thinking about what I'm eating or how much I'm eating or anything like that. So I guess you would throw that in with, I'm not sure if it counts as emotional eating or not, but so I really want to be more mindful of that, because obviously I'm not hungry when I'm doing it. I'm just tired. So I don't know why I do it. It's like almost automatic.
Okay.
So,
well,
and
that's a good thing to be aware of. With me, I think I just need more exercise, which I was going to start doing, but then I became manager, and it's just eating up a lot of my time. And so I don't know. I joined a gym, a cheap local like community center gym, so I'm paid for the year, but I just have to find the time to go there, and their hours are kind of screwy. But I'm working on all these things at home that I'm supposed to be doing for my job, which I'm not getting paid for because I'm not salaried there. And I've argued this with them, and they're like, well, we can't legally pay you if you're working from home. But I can't get my job done if I'm not doing some work from home, scheduling and all that stuff. So anyway, but yeah, I need more exercise. So that's kind of my thing.
YouTube.
Oh, I watch a lot of YouTube. Does that count as exercise?
No, and neither does riding your horse in your video game.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
That doesn't count.
That's my downtime. The next question is, what is your most recent satisfying accomplishment?
A few weeks ago, it was Abigail's 2-year anniversary of her moving to Philly. Mm-hmm. And I was feeling kind of down about it, but I, sent her a text message and everything. But that same day, I got 3 different text messages from my other daughters. These are all girls that I unofficially adopted the day after Abigail left. They're all like 18 to like 22, around that age. And it was awesome. I got one who showed me an art project she was working on, a graphic art project. One to tell me about her first week at in starting her career. And then one just to tell me she got into her school, her first choice. So that was really exciting. And I started thinking, maybe I feel like I'm called to like be this mentor for this age group, which is not at all what I would have expected or what I thought I would be called to.
Mentor how? In what way?
Well, I'll get to that.
Okay.
So then I was thinking about this and thinking, what would that look like? Trying to pray about it and think about what it looked like, but really felt called to do it. And then last week, I was dog sitting for our neighbors. And when I was talking to her, I found out that she used to be in youth ministry. And so we were talking about that. And I was talking about this calling. And she looked at me and she said, "You're already doing it. Don't overthink it." And I thought, am I? I'm already mentoring? So then I went to a graduation party for one of these girls and saw all the girls there and was talking to them. And then one of them was graduating. And so I asked if I could take her out to celebrate. So we went for ice cream and we were talking, and it was great. We talked about faith. We talked about relationships. We talked about career, school, everything. And then when we were leaving, she looked at me and she said, "Miss Raylyn," because that's what she calls me. "Miss Raylyn, you are already a mentor. So your neighbor's right. Don't overthink it. You're just easy to talk to and you give great advice." So my job now is to not overthink it, but just be there and be open to whatever they want to talk about, because that's what I've been doing. And apparently that's exactly what I should be doing. So it's great. I should be taking one of them out this week, actually, to talk about career.
I guess the most recent thing that I feel good about having accomplished would be that we had an employee luncheon a couple of days ago. And it was like a Mexican spread. So I marinated some fajita meat and some chicken, and then I made fresh pico de gallo and fresh chips and 3 different homemade salsas, and so I did a nice spread for the staff at work, and there was about maybe 18 people that were there, and they were all very complimentary about it. In fact, the general manager loves my fresh made chips and salsas so much. He said, "I want you to have that as a new bar snack. Like you can make your chips, you can make your sauces ahead of time, and you can drop your chips when somebody places an order, because it takes like a minute and a half to make them, to make fresh corn chips. And then we'll sell them for like $12 for a snack at the bar." I was like, okay. So I guess that would be it.
I would really order those every time I came in. It was so good.
Yeah, you like my chips for sure.
They're
for
so
sure.
good.
And Abigail loved my salsas, but she's long gone.
She's in a better place.
All right, so our next segment is In Memoriam. After all, it is Memorial Day.
It is.
So let's talk about some people who are no longer with us. Not necessarily that served in any war or anything in the military. Although we're going to talk about your dad. He did.
Yes, he did.
But let's start with Leo,
Aww.
our cat
Leo
that we used to have. He died right before Abigail left, right? So maybe 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago.
I think it's actually even longer than that. I think it was 4 years ago. It popped up in my Facebook memories.
Oh, okay. So, the
Best
questions
cat.
are, what's your fondest memory of Leo?
Oh, I miss that cat. Although I'm convinced he still haunts this house. My favorite memory is whenever I wasn't feeling well or in pain or whatever, and just laying on the couch, then he would just come up and lay on me, and he would stretch his paws out like he was going to go for my jugular, but he would just stretch his body all the way across mine and just look at me and let me pet him, and then he'd purr. There was something so comforting about that. I loved it. I miss
About
that.
the near-death experience of him lying on you with his claws right there in your neck?
Yeah, sometimes like, oh, yeah, pull him back, buddy. But he was a great cat. I do miss him.
My fondest memory of him actually is a photo that I took of him on the stairwell where he's just peeking out between the spindles on the stairwell.
Oh, I remember that
But
photo.
I could have tried to find that photo. Anyway, but he was a good cat. Very good cat.
Very good.
What was your greatest struggle with him?
I don't know that I really had a struggle with him.
No?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get into my things or scratch me on purpose or bite or anything like that. I mean, then he got older, but that's just
Yeah, that's just nature.
older.
My biggest struggle related to Leo was not Leo himself. It was getting Abigail to change his cat litter. She was not very good about doing
It's
that.
an Abigail struggle.
Yeah, it was more of an Abigail struggle, but she's still with us, so far as we know.
Yes, as far as we know.
What do you miss most about them?
I miss having Leo in my lap and just petting him.
Yeah, I guess I miss just him being there, but you didn't really know he was there. So it was just like you turn and there he was.
Yeah.
You know, just comforting to know that he was always somewhere in the wings, you know.
Sometimes that still happens. I swear I
Oh.
turn and I see him.
Me too. I still, to this day, I'll still at night, I'll see him like over in the corner or something. And then he was in one of my dreams recently. And, you know, it was weird.
I've
Anyway.
seen him as clear as day, like walk across the path of my feet.
All right, so the next one, we'll just talk about Cooper since he recently passed. So, the first question, what's your fondest memory of Cooper?
My fondest memory of Cooper is it's a weird memory to be fond of, but it's so true. So we had him for quite a while and had never heard him bark. And then one day heard him bark, and it was the most ferocious, scary, terrifying bark I've ever heard. Especially coming from a dog that you didn't know did that. But it was one of my fondest because I felt such a security in that.
Well, you're
like,
talking about
wow.
him barking because somebody was at the door, right?
No, somebody was like doing something at the side of their house on the
Right,
side
but he
of
was
our
in
house.
protective mode.
Right. And like he was snarling and
Yeah.
and I just felt like, okay, he'll protect us.
Because with me, my fondest memory of him really is when he would bark like I was be making dinner, and he would just start barking at me, but in more of a playful way. And then I would just start dancing around and barking back at him, and he would be jumping around and barking back at me. It was like we were having this little interaction together.
He definitely had, he had those little, like, he had different barks for different reasons. Yeah.
Okay, so what was your greatest struggle with Cooper?
Oh, God. Just followed me everywhere in the house. I mean, I couldn't get away. I couldn't go upstairs to write or work on a puzzle or anything because he would sit downstairs and bark and whine for me to come down. And that was just so irritating.
And now you got me doing that.
Yeah, just as irritating.
With me, it was he would not follow instructions. You could tell him to do something, he would just sit there and ignore you. So if I tried to get him to get up and go outside to use the bathroom, he would refuse unless he would tell me when he was ready to go outside. I couldn't get him to get up, and sometimes I'd go over there and have to like drag him. He was a big dog. I'd have to drag him to the door to get him to go out there. And then later on, I learned to just start vacuuming, and he'll go out there. Open the door and start vacuuming, he'll go out. But he, very stubborn dog.
Very
refused
stubborn.
to do. And if he got out from the gate and you called him, he would just ignore you. He'd just go running down the street. Didn't care at all. And then the last one is, what do you miss most about them?
Well, I do miss that his unconditional love. Like, it didn't matter. Like, I could be frustrated with him or frustrated with the day or whatever, but he was always happy to see me. Always.
So what I miss most about him? I guess just his presence, because I mean, he and I were at home a lot together. When you were at work, and just knowing that he was there, I guess, even though he wasn't protecting me or anything, but just the presence of another spirit in the house, I guess.
Man, that dog could hear the sound of the bread knife coming out of the knife holder. Like, he knew which one was the bread knife. Did you miss him sitting there, like, staring at you?
Yeah, that's the only time he would ever give me attention, is when I would be cooking, because he wanted food. But the problem is that he'd be underfoot, wanting to come over there and get food, and I'd have to chase them out. Next on the list is my mother, Martha Ruth Winters Sparks. I think those were all of her names.
Wow.
She was, and Proct, of course. So she was Martha Ruth Winters, maiden name, and then she became a Proct. Then she became a Sparks, and then I think she went back to Winters before she passed on. So what's my fondest memory of my mother? Well, I remember when I was very young, well, maybe not so young, maybe I was like preteen. She knew I watched, when I was little, this would have been in 1976, I think. I watched Jimmy Carter in Philadelphia, and he had some ceremony around the Liberty Bell. And for some reason, as a kid, I was fascinated by that. It's stupid. Why would any kid be fascinated by that? But I was. And my mother knew that. And so one time she went out on a date with some guy, and I went to bed because they got home late. And she came home late that night, and she gave me this little Liberty Bell that she had bought for me while she was out. And instead of me being grateful for it, I instead was I was just so fascinated. Yeah, I felt like I just fell asleep, and yet you're waking me up. I mean, was I asleep at all? I was just fascinated by the fact that it seemed like no time had passed between me falling asleep and her waking me up. So I wasn't paying any attention to the Liberty Bell. But in all of the years after that, and I still have that Liberty Bell with me to this day, I just remember fondly that my mother did something loving for me. And in comparison to all of the things that she did that I didn't feel like was very loving to me.
Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, we still have it. I think it's in the bedroom. Liberty Bell.
Yeah. So what was my greatest struggle with my mother? Ooh, her controlling nature, I guess. Because, being the oldest of the kids and being a creative type and a Sagittarian and a Proct, I wanted to do things my way. I wanted to have some control. But my mother would not let me have any control. So I think she sensed that I wanted control, and so she would work hard against me getting any control. And that was a big struggle for my relationship with her through, once I hit adolescence, she would not give me any ground at all. And I think you need to give children some space to figure themselves out and to sort of, carve their way through life. But she was so controlling, and it was really aggravating for me. And I just had to accept it because you couldn't fight my mother. She was strong and determined and could be vicious at times. What do I miss most about my mother? I can't say that there's anything really. I mean, I left her when I turned 18 because I just couldn't take any more of her controlling nature. And I went back to that area a couple of times, but my mother and I never really reconnected. So there's not really anything that I miss. I mean, I didn't have a good childhood. I had moments that were good, but they usually did not involve my mother. It was usually, on those days when she would say, "Get out of my hair," and we'd be gone all day and come back when the sun went down. Those were the times when I enjoyed myself, because then I kind of did have freedom to do what I wanted to do. And most of my fondest memories from when I was a child are with my brother Joe, not with my mom. Mm-hmm. So anyway, now we're going to talk about your dad.
Okay.
So let's talk about your dad.
Yeah.
You want to just answer the questions, or do you want to talk a little bit about your dad? He did serve in the military.
He did serve. He served in the Air Force. And then when he retired, he still really worked for the Air Force because he did defense contracts. He was in a lot of computer programming. He worked for IBM for a long time. He published some computer programming books right when computers started getting in the house. So he published some of those, and yeah.
Okay. So first question, what's your fondest memory of your dad?
So I have a lot of fond memories. But there are two that stand out, and of course they're sports related, of course. But one is he always took me, and probably other siblings too. I know he did, but I think he mixed them up. But we always went to the Arizona Wranglers football team games, and not the NFL,
so
but
you were living in Arizona.
When we were living in Arizona. So this would be like 4th through 6th grade. And it's not the NFL, but at the time it was like, I guess you consider the USFL right now. I think that's what it's called. So that was a lot of fun. We would go to those games. But even more than that, see, you'd think I'd say soccer, but I loved going to the archery range with him. He got me my first bow and arrow set for Christmas. I'm sorry, Santa brought me my first bow and arrow set for Christmas. And then we would go to the archery range. And I wasn't allowed to do a lot of shooting there. It depended always how busy it was. But I was just fascinated watching him shoot the bow and arrow at the target. And then
he shot the bow and the arrow at the target?
Yeah, wow. Both together.
That's impressive.
And then he would always let me pick something out of the vending machine. So I always got a special treat. So that was really
cigarettes.
Cool. No, not that kind of vending machine.
What was your greatest struggle with your dad?
That's a hard one, because I think the struggle wasn't really with him. I think it was with myself. So because I'm very much a people pleaser. So my dad would always set goals for us, and they weren't, at the time, they felt very lofty. But no, they were strategic goals, right? They're achievable. So then we would achieve them. And as someone whose love language is praise and affirmation, didn't get a lot of that. It was more like, hey, you did it. Great. Let's lift the bar. Now this is your next goal. There wasn't like a moment to really celebrate the win.
And then you kind of ended up like with a husband that's kind of like that too.
Yes. And I'm terrible at celebrating my wins. I'm terrible at it. I'm like, okay, that was good, but let's move on to the next thing. He expected us to succeed. So when we did, it wasn't a, hey, way to go, you did it. It was, yeah, okay, next.
Sounds like a coach.
Yeah.
All right. The last question then is, what do you miss most about your dad?
I would miss this even if he was still alive today, because I miss how much time we spent together doing soccer together. So Memorial Day today, that's perfect timing, because I don't remember as a child having a Memorial Day weekend where we didn't have a soccer tournament. Because most of the time we were playing in one, and if we weren't playing in one, we were going to go watch other people play. But most of the time we were playing in one, and he is my coach, of course, was there. But so I miss that kind of nostalgia. You know, we got the archery, we've got those games, we've got soccer, and playing on his team, but also going to watch games with him. So I would be missing that even if he was still around.
Now I'm going to talk about one of my fondest memories of your dad, even though it was traumatic for me at the time.
It's the one I'm thinking of.
It's when Bob decided to take us out on his new boat that he built out on Lake Erie. And it was a rough trip. That boat was bouncing all over the place. So it took Abigail with us. So you didn't go. But it was me and little baby Abigail, little toddler Abigail. And I got really sick on it because this boat was throwing me around left and right. And Abigail was just going, "Yeah, this is so much fun." But I was getting violently ill from it, about to throw up overboard. And your dad, I mean, Bob's just steering the boat, and your dad's just sitting there with sunglasses, but one of the pieces of sunglasses was out, so he only had the one eye covered with the sunglasses. And it was comical that he's just sitting there, Abigail's enjoying it, Bob's just peeling onward, and I'm like throwing up over the side of the boat. And then finally we got back, and your dad had suggested that I get this fried tilapia sandwich or something that at this little thing that we went to that he and Bob liked to go to. And it was the first time I'd ever had tilapia, and I loved it. It was very good, especially after you've puked your guts out. It's good to have something nice to put back in. So that's my fond memory of your dad.
Aww. I wish I had a fond memory of your mom. I only met her once. And
when did you meet her?
When she was in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
Before she passed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really the only time I met her, so I have no fond memories.
All right, so the next segment I want to do here is I'm going to steal it, actually. You know, there was the Late Night with David Letterman show was taken over by Stephen Colbert, and it just ended, I think, last night or the night before.
Oh, too bad.
So there will never be another Late Show. But anyway, he used to do this segment on there called the Colbert Questionnaire.
Oh.
I'm not going to ask all of the questions, but I've picked 4 that I want to ask.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
So, Raylyn Marie Sternberg Proct. What's the best sandwich?
Italian. An Italian sub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would have to agree. But I wouldn't call it a sub. I like an Italian sandwich where it's like pepperoni and ham, salami on like a rye bread with some mayonnaise, some mustard, some like Dijon, Italian dressing, and some pepperoncini or pickles. Mm-hmm. It's a great sandwich.
See, I think that's why I pick it, because you probably thought I was going to say Reuben. Because I
didn't think you were. I don't know what you were going to say, but I didn't think you'd say Italian.
But Italian's so versatile, and it tastes good when it's like really hot outside, and you're just like, I don't know, it's crisp and refreshing. But also when it's cold outside, you can get it toasted, and then it's like, oh.
I always toast my sandwich bread. I love toast. Okay, Ray, what's your earliest memory?
So my earliest memory, and my mom says that this is correct, is seeing out a window and seeing a graveyard. And I have this image of being on stairs and being held and looking out a window and seeing this. And I don't know how I have this memory. I have no idea. Let me just say that. Because when I talked to my mom about it one day, and she was like, well, that was our house in England. So I only would have been about 2 months old. I have a very clear memory of looking out that window and seeing a cemetery.
So you lived next to a cemetery in England?
Yes.
My first memory, and this would have been in Fairfax or Alexandria, somewhere there. Probably Alexandria. I remember being in this backyard it must have been summer, because I was out there with Joey, my brother, and there were a couple other kids probably from the neighborhood. And we were only wearing like shorts, or maybe we were only in our underwear, because we had no socks or shoes on. We didn't have a shirt on. We were just all running around the backyard. We were chasing butterflies. And I remember wasn't Joey, but it was one of the neighborhood kids picked up a rock and decided he was going to smash this butterfly with this rock. And I remember seeing him throw it, but I don't remember. The next thing I remember after that is I'm standing at the foot of this staircase, which is only one flight of stairs, but when you're really small, it looks like it goes on forever. And I'm looking up this long stretch of stairs, and my mother's at the top in a room, and she's got curlers in her hair, and she's looking in a mirror, and I think she was applying makeup, but she's definitely looking in the mirror, and she definitely had curlers in her hair. And I think I was trying to say something to her, but I don't know how old I was. I couldn't have been more than 3, so I don't know if I, was articulate at speech or anything. I don't know when kids start talking. But I remember her looking at me, and it was the first time I'd ever seen horror on a human being's face. And somehow at that age, I recognized that it wasn't good. And I was like, oh my God. And so I looked down, and I just saw all of these streams of blood going down my stomach. No. So I was like, uh-oh. But I didn't know what had happened. I guess I knew something was wrong, so I had to go tell my mother, but I didn't know what it was until I looked down and saw all the blood coming down. So that's all I remember. I went to the hospital. I mean, I know this from after that, but I don't remember it. Went to the hospital, I got stitches, and it's still on my forehead. There's still a scar there.
So he missed the butterfly.
He missed the butterfly, and he got me.
Unless he thought you were a butterfly. Then he nailed it.
So that's my earliest memory.
Traumatic.
All right, Raylyn. Have you ever asked anyone for their autograph?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Authors.
Okay.
If I know the person who wrote the book, I always ask them to sign it. I asked Holly to sign her artwork when I bought it. Oh. So I definitely ask people to sign.
I, on the other hand, have never asked anyone for an autograph. I mean, I've met some people. I've met Malcolm Forbes. I met Thomas Hitman Hearns, a boxer. I met George Bush Sr. when he was vice president for Ronald Reagan. But I never asked anybody for their autograph. And it just, I don't know. I'm not into like physical manifestations of people. I'm much more interested in the spirit of the person. So autographs didn't interest me. However, I think sometime after Abigail was born, I got into this kick. I think I was just fascinated with eBay, but I would get on eBay and I would look for photographs of celebrities that were signed to Michael, even though it wasn't signed for me. So I do have some signatures from famous people who have signed to Michael, but it wasn't to me, and I just bought them off of eBay.
Nice.
For some reason.
Yeah, I remember that.
And here's the final question. If you only had one song to listen to for the rest of your life, you're not hearing it constantly, but when you go to want to listen to a song, this is the song that you get to hear. One song that you get to pick from. What song would that be?
Oh, wow. That is hard. Well, I'm going to pick, this is weird, but I'm going to pick I don't know if it's called I Just Need You or I Need You, but it's a Toby Mac song. Because one, it's totally danceable, and two, the lyrics are a great reminder of God being there for you.
Well, for me, again, as with you, it's a real difficult thing to pick because there's so many good songs that I would not want to have to part with. But I guess if I had to pick one, I would pick The Cure's Just Like Heaven, because it was the song that, it was the first song I ever heard in my life that opened up a world of other music to me. Because prior to that, I grew up listening to country all the time, because that's what my family in Blacksburg, Christiansburg, Tazewell, they all listened to country all the time. So that's all I ever really heard, that and some oldies when I was growing up. And then when I moved up to live with my dad, I heard a lot of pop music on the radio, like Michael Jackson and Madonna and Cyndi Lauper. And they're good songs, but when I saw on MTV for the first time The Cure singing Just Like Heaven, I was like, oh my Lord, there's this whole other realm of music that I've never heard before. And it just kind of opened me up to going to Depeche Mode and the Smiths and all of these other bands.
That's a great pick. That's a great
Oh,
song.
there was one other question I wanted to ask. I'm going to go ahead and ask it. That is part of the Colbert Questionnaire, but I forgot to put it on the list. What was the first concert you ever went to?
The first one? I haven't been to that many. So, Morrissey.
Yeah.
I went to go see Morrissey at, what is that, Merriweather Post?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I went to go see Morrissey.
So maybe his Bona Drag album?
Yes. And then I remember people telling me, well, don't be surprised if he doesn't do the whole show, if he leaves early. Like, he's not known. He did the whole show and more. Like, he did the whole encore. And I felt like, I mean, I could see him so clear. And that was my first concert.
I went to 3 of his concerts, and every single one of them was disappointing to me, because he just acted like he was so tired of his songs. He wasn't singing the lyrics. He was just kind of like blah around, and I was so irritated. I said, after the third one, I said, I'll never go to another Morrissey concert ever again, and I never have. Well, my first concert was at George Mason University.
Ah, my alma mater, one of them.
And it was Tears for Fears.
Nice.
They were pretty new at the time, and they played at George Mason University, which was not a big venue, and there wasn't a lot of audience there. I went with my sister Diane, and there wasn't a lot of people there, but they were like doing shout, let it all out.
It's one of the first records I ever owned.
So that was my first concert. I don't know if I had gone with Wayne, but I did go to the first Lollapalooza with some people, and Wayne might have been one of them. But that was a miserable experience. It
You
was
went with
so
my brother. Chucky
hot.
went with you, too.
Oh, did Chucky go with us?
You, Chucky,
It was
and
so hot, and water was like $10 a bottle, and we didn't have a lot of money, so we couldn't afford that. It was crowded. It was hot. They didn't have free water. It was all charged, and so we ended up leaving. We didn't even stay and listen to the bands. That's the end of the Colbert Questionnaire.
All right.
Our kind of last segment here is, remember when we used to do trivia?
I do remember.
It's Memorial Day. Let's do some trivia.
I'm remembering.
You okay there? Come back to me.
I'm remembering
All right.
trivia.
Oh, you gave me a blank card.
Oh.
Why
Ready?
don't you go first?
I will.
All right.
What is the only product that cannot be spoiled?
Like a food product? Mm-hmm. Is it rice?
No, it's honey.
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 Oh, it could be spoiled. I could pour some motor oil in it. That would spoil it. I got a question for you. How many reindeer does Santa have?
With Rudolph, it's 9.
That is correct.
Okay. What is Europe named after? You know what? Let's change that. Who is Europe named after?
I have no idea.
A princess named Europe in Greek mythology. I've never heard of that.
I've never heard that either before. I wonder if Abigail knows that. She loves mythology. Who was the longest reigning monarch in British history?
Elizabeth,
Which one?
the first.
No, the second. I got
You did
I
get
gotcha.
me. Who was the fearless female aviator known for her mysterious disappearance?
Amelia Earnhardt.
Yes.
How many Benet singers are featured in Pride and Prejudice? I don't understand that question.
Wait, singers? Do you mean sisters?
Sisters, that's what I mean.
Like,
How many-
I don't remember singers. in
I got
Pride
these
and
new
Prejudice.
glasses, and if you don't hit them just right, it's kind of hard to see. So
Pride and Prejudice, is it 3?
it is 5.
Oh, okay. What is the highest female singing voice?
Is it alto soprano?
Soprano.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What's the most visited museum in all of the world?
Probably the Louvre.
That is correct.
What theory says that the universe was created from a single very hot and dense point more than 13 billion years ago?
In a hot, dense state, such
More
a
than
million
13
years ago,
years ago.
expansion started.
Yes.
Wait. I got a hair just... Where's this hair coming from? I didn't think I had any hair left. The Big Bang.
Correct.
Okay. What are the main components of the Earth's core? We'll say metals.
Metals, yeah. So, iron,
You're halfway there.
magnesium,
Nickel.
nickel. In Shrek,
Forget it.
such a cute movie. What is the name of Shrek's loyal companion?
Eddie Murphy.
What is the character Eddie Murphy played? I am impressed that you knew that.
He played a mule?
Donkey.
Donkey?
Close enough.
That's
I'm
his
still
name?
impressed. Donkey.
Oh.
That's his name.
Name at least 2 artists or bands who have a number in their name.
One Direction. Oh my gosh, I can't think of another one. 50 Cent. He's
Okay.
a rapper.
All right, that's good. The card lists Maroon 5, Blink 182, U2, 21 Pilots, and the Jackson 5.
Now that they're all set, it's like, oh, duh.
Yeah,
but
duh.
man, trying to
Duh.
think of them was harder than the color one. What is the national animal of Scotland?
Scotland. It's not the Loch Ness Monster. Is it the leprechaun?
Ooh, unicorn.
What color reflects light?
White.
Correct.
What combination of cards in poker is called a royal flush?
Jack, Queen, or 10 Jack, Queen, King, Ace?
Correct.
Of the same suit. Okay. Who is known as the material girl in the music industry?
Madonna.
Mm-hmm.
Who was the English novelist known for classics like Pride and Prejudice and Sense and Sensibility?
Jane Austen.
Correct.
I don't think she lived in Austin, though.
No, she doesn't.
Doesn't? She's still alive? Wow. What event led to the start of the French Revolution?
Wasn't the assassination of somebody?
Nope, you're thinking of Ferdinand.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
World War.
I don't know.
The storming of the Bastille.
Oh, still, yeah, whatever. Name 3 primary colors.
RGB, red, green, blue.
Yep.
What is the name of the toy cowboy in Toy Story?
Woody.
Watch your language.
Ha ha. What do you call the uncanny sensation that you've already experienced something, even when you know you haven't?
Dijon vu.
Yeah. Dijon Vu.
It's delicious too.
I'm hungry.
Which, by the way, we're going to, for Memorial Day, I'm going to be cooking hot dogs and sausages out on the grill.
Yay.
We're going to have, and we got some nice sides. You got some, what'd you get, baked beans?
Baked beans. I love baked beans. I know you don't like them, so this is really the only time I get them.
I got myself some deviled eggs, potato salad.
Which I don't like. So we're excited. And
mac and cheese.
And then for dessert, I got the All-American Tres Leches cake.
And I got banana pudding.
Yeah.
More American than,
yours is definitely American.
than yours. Whose turn is it?
You just answered Dijon Vu.
Okay. Which internal organ is the only one in the human body that can regenerate?
Your liver?
Yeah, it's right.
How many hearts does an octopus have?
3.
Correct.
Which British singer-songwriter is known for the albums 19, 21, 25, and 30?
Is it Amy Winehouse?
No, Adele.
Oh.
Amy Winehouse, I think, only had one album.
What was the full name of the president who gave his name to teddy bears?
The full name?
Well, first and last name.
Theodore Roosevelt.
Correct.
What Italian city is home to Michelangelo's statue of David?
I believe it's Florence.
It is Florence.
Because we saw it.
We did see it.
Yeah.
It's big.
It's amazing.
There are parts of it that are big too.
Okay, do not edit that so it sounds like I said that's amazing. Name 3 major world religions.
Muslim or Islamic, Christianity, and Buddhism.
Yeah, I'll count that. Hinduism was another
Hinduism.
one.
How often does a leap year happen?
Is it every 4 years?
It is every 4 years.
Okay. What is the capital of the fictional land of Oz in The Wizard of Oz?
Emerald City.
Correct.
Which city's name translates to Smoky Bay, but is known for its clean air?
Is it a U.S. city?
No, it is not, ma'am.
Smoky Bay? I don't know.
Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland.
I would have never gotten that. Oh, come on. You already answered this question without it even being asked. Which comedian voiced Donkey in the Shrek movies?
Jimmy Stewart.
Yeah.
Which country is known as the land of no rivers?
I don't know.
Saudi Arabia.
Okay. In Greek mythology, who is the god of music and poetry? And no phoning a friend to call Abigail.
I don't know.
Apollo.
Apollo. Of course. There's a theater named Apollo.
There is.
So optics is the study of what?
Lasers?
Nope. Light.
Light. Which planet has the tallest volcano in our solar system?
Tallest volcano in our solar system. I think Jupiter is just mostly gas, and Saturn is as well. But I'm going to say Jupiter.
Mars.
What the hell? Mars. Okay. How many players are on a basketball team?
5.
It is 5.
So that's misleading because that's on a court. That's not the team.
Well, I couldn't say because I'm not really into sports,
5.
so I don't know.
What do the letters M&M and M on M&M candy stand for?
Mars and Mercedes.
Murray.
Murray? Mm-hmm. Whatever. Which boxer was known for his famous quote, "Float like a butterfly,
Ali.
sting like a bee"?
Yeah, Muhammad Ali.
That's him.
Which country has the world's oldest parliament in history?
Oh, I don't know. Let's say India?
Iceland.
Whatever. Boop. In which city do the Simpsons live?
Springfield.
Last card.
What is the main ingredient in guacamole?
Avocado.
Correctamundo.
we had a guy working at that first restaurant I worked at, and he was new, and I would go back there when he was making guacamole, and his head would just be dripping.
Oh, that's
So I
disgusting.
think in his version, it was mostly sweat.
That is gross. Gross.
Yeah, I thought so too. I told the owner about it. She's like, eh.
See, that's
So
why I didn't eat it.
You just
there.
don't know what you're getting when you go out to eat. Name at least 4 Disney princesses.
Okay. Belle. Was she a princess?
Yep, she's in
Okay.
there.
Sleeping Beauty.
I don't know, but I see a bunch of names, but I don't see Sleeping Beauty in there.
Okay. Elsa.
I don't see Elsa either.
Oh, well, she was a
But I don't know. You probably know
I don't know.
better than even the card knows.
No, because I'm not into Disney.
All right. Snow White, Cinderella, Aurora, Ariel.
Oh, I see. I said Aurora. Okay. Ariel.
Oh,
yeah.
guess I didn't
Okay.
know. Belle, Jasmine, Pocahontas, Mulan, Tiana, Rapunzel, Merida, Moana.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever's right.
Abigail was never really in Disney, so I never was either. Who is credited with inventing the printing press?
Johannes Gutenberg.
Correct.
When did World War II take place?
It was, what was it, like 1939 to like 45?
That is exactly. I'm very impressed.
Hey, I'm going to
39 to
celebrate that
45.
win. I will celebrate that win.
Of course you will.
Yes.
By getting the next question wrong.
What is the modern equivalent of Yule? Y-U-L-E.
The modern equivalent of Yule?
What do we call it?
Well, I would say, I don't know specifically, but I would say that the Texas equivalent of Yule is Y'all.
Oh, my Lord. Bum, bum, bum. Christmas. What sauce used to be sold as medicine?
Sauce
Interesting.
that used to be sold as medicine. I haven't the slightest idea.
Okay, let me rephrase and say what condiment used to be sold as medicine?
Ketchup?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
You're lying.
I'm not, according to this, I am not lying.
Why are you lying to me?
I wish I was.
What did it cure?
It doesn't go into details.
Because I might have that. I might need some. What, when, where, what was the first vaccine to be developed?
Polio?
No, smallpox.
I should have gone with that.
You should have gone with that.
I should have. Which U.S. president is in the Wrestling Hall of Fame? What? Really?
A U.S. president,
In the Wrestling Hall of Fame?
Clinton?
Abraham Lincoln.
Really? Was he
Who's
too,
fact checking
he too tall?
these?
Don't you have to be a certain length to be a wrestler?
I've never heard of him wrestling.
Did he wrestle with his top hat, with his stovepipe hat
Oh
on?
my God, that's where all this WrestleMania came from.
Maybe his only competitor was Mary Todd Lincoln.
The Hall of Fame.
Who's the artist behind the iconic soup cans and Marilyn Monroe portraits?
Andy Warhol.
That's him.
During what years did World War I take place?
Let's say 19. Am I right so far?
You're right. So far, you are right on.
I'm going to say 1912 to 1918, something like that.
Oh, so close. 1914 to 1918.
Okay.
So good job.
What are earthquakes on the moon called?
Moonquakes.
Correct. I mean, there you go. Guess that one.
In Roman mythology, what is the name for the god of fire, metalworking, and the forge?
Hades?
Think of Star Trek.
Mr. Spock.
And what is he? He is
Vulcan.
yes.
Oh.
Vulcan. That's where that comes from, I guess.
All right. How old is Crush in Finding Nemo?
Crush. Isn't that one of the turtles or something?
I have no idea.
I'm going to guess that he's like 85.
Close. 150 years old.
Oh, I should have gone with that. That was my instinct.
I could almost tell by looking at your face that you were going to say 150.
I was like,
gonna be
it's
right on it.
150. But that seems really high.
You didn't get it right.
I just need to trust my instincts, man.
All right, so that ends the Memorial Day trivia.
Yay. That was fun.
Now, it's a little segment I call It's Sleepin' Time, Cats. Just because we're closing this out, our Memorial Day special. I wish we could have had some guests. We thought about trying to get Abigail on Zoom, but I'm not real familiar with Zoom or how to link it into the system that we're using here. And Abigail's kind of spotty anyway. Like, we don't know when she sleeps, when she's awake. It's Memorial Day. She might be going somewhere with David. A lot of stuff we don't know. And even if we did have her on, she's not much of a talker. So It's going to be one word answers to any questions we might ask her. So anyway, I got 3 questions on the going out here.
Okay.
What's ahead for you? What's coming up? What's in your future?
Well, I talked about I've got this mentoring thing that I'm doing, so I'm excited to see where that goes. I will be most likely doing another Advent devotional for my church, and came up with another book idea, a devotional style book idea that I'm praying about and really feel like I'm going to lean in on that. So that's what's coming up for me.
Okay. Well, I don't really know what's coming up for me because I'm trying to work out these work issues. I don't have any, like I said, I don't have any creative projects. I don't have any notion of any creative projects coming up. I don't know that I'd have the time to do them if I did. So I don't see a lot on my horizon other than continued stress trying to figure out how to make this management position work.
And figuring out how to figure exercise into your routine.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then we already did what are you looking forward to in the near future, because that came up in the first segment.
Yeah, we talked about like what we're looking forward to and coming up. What else is there to know? We're getting ready to head into summer, which so my apologies for how irritable I will be for the next at least 3 months from this heat.
All right, so on our way out, just pick somebody that you know, whether they watch this or not. Just give a shout out to somebody that you know.
I want to give a shout out to Holly, who may watch this, because that's who I'm hoping to go out and take out to dinner or ice cream or something. And she's just doing incredibly gifted at her graphic art and arts. So I'm looking forward to seeing the projects that she's working on. So shout out to Holly.
I'll give a shout out to my brother Joe. He's such a kind, gentle, warm-hearted person. He's just I think he's a great example of a family man, a loving companion. He's creative. He does these woodworking projects. He's a good sort of center for the family on both sides, on my mother's side of the family and my father's side of the family. He just sort of connects people and stays in touch with everybody. I think he's just an all-around better human being than I am. But I'm not saying that I'm a terrible human being. I just think Joe's really great.
He's a very nice Joe. Always liked Joe.
Yeah. All right. Well, that concludes our Memorial Day special. we're going to have to move this because it looks ugly out in the front window. We don't want to get called out by the HOA. So we're going to move this portable air conditioner back into the other room. So again, we might not do this for a good long while, but we thought Memorial Day, let's just run it up here and we'll just do a Memorial Day show. Well, no, I won't call it a show because a show means we're going to have like musicians and dancers and stuff, which we don't have. Yeah, I'm not doing that either. But anyway, our little special.
Happy Memorial Day.
And we're going to go eat our hot dogs and sausages and sides and watch some probably Tora was one of your dad's favorite movies. I think we're going to watch that for Memorial Day. All right. We'll see you next time, whenever that is.
All right. Bye.